Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 7 of the series Love Undercover, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. Onur can't escape from Ece by running away, but he is compelled to proceed with the operation. He hands a weapon to Ece and says, use it if necessary. Onur takes out the warehouse guards one by one but eventually gets caught and surrounded. At this moment, her team arrives and rescues her. Everyone is busy, but the weapon is not in use. Suddenly, Ece's eyes fall on a teddy bear, the same one G1 had given to her. She tells Onur about it. Onur tears the bear apart and retrieves the weapon from inside it. At the same time, Ali, a man tasked by Hilal to track Ece down, arrives and recognizes Onur, who used to be part of the police force and is now a private detective. When Onur realizes what his mission was, he takes all the photos from him. A little later, Ayla receives news that a confrontation has occurred at the Bulgarian border between Onur's team and the smugglers. Ayla rushes to the hospital. Ece accompanies her, filled with concern. At the hospital, Ece embraces Onur tightly upon seeing her safe and sound. Onur holds her close but then regains her composure and scolds, "Didn't I tell you to stay away from me? Why can't you let go of me?" With tears in her eyes, Ece, her heart broken, goes to one of the rooms, with Onur following her. Ece exclaims, "What do you want from me? You said there's no room for emotions in your life. But why did you jump in front of that bullet to save me? Why do you act as if I matter to you? Why do you open your home to me?" Onur responds, "If you find your sister, there will be no more operations and no more Onur. You'll leave everything behind. Tell me it's a lie." Ece has no answer to give, and Onur continues, "Nothing can exist between us." Ece, with bitterness, says, "After we capture G1, you'll let me go." With a bitter smile. Onur replies, "Just as I promised." Ece is still in the hospital when she sees Hazar, who has been injured and is under police supervision. She tries to stand up, but Hazar notices her without saying a word. Ece realizes that Hazar is the same person who had been involved with G1. News of Hazar's arrest reaches G1, and he is shocked. He says, "We've been caught. We're going to prison." But then he composes himself and adds, "Hazar won't betray me." Hilal overhears his words, as does Kadir. Ece seizes an opportunity to visit Hazar's room. Hazar asks her to help him escape, but Ece says she can't do that. Hazar gives Ece a note and asks her to deliver it to G1. Mustafa, using a flimsy excuse, goes to see G1 and places the note in the pocket of his coat. When Onur arrives at her office, her boss welcomes her and congratulates her on the successful operation. He is expecting her to arrest G1, but after a brief pause, Onur says, "I don't want to arrest G1. I want to get to the power behind him." He convinces his boss, who agrees to her plan. Ayla goes to Onur's office and says, "It's time you told me what you're after. This case is not an ordinary one for you." Onur shows Ayla a picture in which her father's watch, given to her as a child, is in G1's possession. With tears, Ayla asks, "Is your dad alive?" Onur replies, "My father is dead to me, but I need to know what his connection to G1 Coral is. To me, he's just a criminal." Onur asks Ece to teach him pickpocketing so he can retrieve G1's phone and copy the information he needs from it. Ece demonstrates her skills to Onur, who learns quickly from her expertise. Onur, wearing camera-equipped glasses, goes to G1's house at night, with Ece monitoring her from a distance. Throughout the night, Onur struggles to obtain G1's phone and is forced to claim that his house is flooded, so he stays there for the night. When her glasses are left on G1's table, Ece notices that G1 finds Hazar's note, in which he asked G1 to help him escape. However, G1 refuses to comply with Hazar's request, thus avoiding trouble with him. Ece becomes concerned. Hilal, who is quite excited about Onur staying in their house, uses gestures and signals to be with him at night. Ece is frustrated and keeps protesting. Eventually, Hilal catches Onur while he is attempting to enter G1's room and takes him to her own room, getting too intimate. However, just at that moment, Solvi enters the room, and Onur manages to escape. Onur asks Ece to call G1 and engage him in conversation to distract him while he retrieves his phone. Ejah makes the call and tells Ji-won that she has a method to calm him down. She asks him to put his AirPods in his ears, step onto the balcony, close his eyes, take deep breaths, and look up at the sky. Ji-won complies and mentions that he sees his father. Ejah instructs him to talk to his father and then abruptly hangs up the call, cutting off communication. In the meantime, Honor successfully connects to Ji-won's phone and starts monitoring him. In the morning, Honor goes to his office with a gift he purchased for Ejah and places it in a drawer. On the other side, Ejah tells Mustafa that she has to help Hazar escape, as otherwise, Hazar might expose her, leading to her imprisonment and preventing her from reuniting with her sister. On the other hand, Hilal informs Kadir that she intends to assist Hazar in escaping to make him indebted to her, ensuring their continued cooperation. At the police department, Hazar refuses to confess and doesn't mention anyone's name. Ejah, who is present, hears that they plan to transfer him to a safe house to extract a confession. When Honor returns to his office, he finds Ejah waiting there. Ejah says, "You have enough evidence to arrest Ji-won." After a brief pause, Honor replies, "You're right. I have no reason to keep you here anymore. You can go." They bid farewell to each other. However, before leaving, Ejah asks Honor, "It happened too fast. How about we have dinner together tomorrow? There's something I need to tell you." Honor agrees, and as Ejah leaves, she overhears that Ali intends to take Hazar to a holding facility. The man Hilal had tasked with tracking Ejah sends Honor a photo he had taken of Honor and Ejah in the warehouse. He writes, "I've taken care of them all. Except for this one, I couldn't bring myself to do it." Honor becomes sad upon seeing the photo. Ejah hides in Ali's car and, upon reaching their destination, she renders Ali unconscious. She enters a house where Hazar is held captive. All the guards are lying unconscious on the floor, and there is no sign of Hazar. Ejah is shocked to find the scene. Hilal, with Kadir's help, has successfully helped Hazar escape. Ejah looks around in astonishment when suddenly, Honor turns her towards himself, raising his weapon. They both are shocked to see each other. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for the next episode.